sure if we tied him or beat him.
I owe your son friggin' ice cream. Over 1,000 bushels.
All right, folks, welcome to Saturday Matinee Hockey. The Cumberland grads in blue taking on the Ottawa Sting wearing their white jerseys as they are at home. We're playing at Ottawa U, pad number 2. Unfortunately, the view isn't the best. But there's no stands or any elevated platform to go to set up for the video. Today's game brought to you by Bergeron Clifford, Top Ranking Mortgages, Triumph Gymnastics, Dennis Prue Limited, Kenco Drywall, Orleans Dental Clinic. Thank you very much for sponsoring the U16 2025 Rep B Cumberland grads. We're going to get you the starting lineup in just a second. Starting goalie tonight, number 50, Peru. So like I said earlier, it's going to be a challenging game to call because I'm not up top. I can't see numbers properly, but I will do my best to get all the action called as best as I can. Starting lineup. We have Parenteau with brothers on D, Baptiste, McFadden, and Cosgrove. Forward. The Sting, they get the puck deep. Sting centering pass that's broken up by Baptiste, helping out Parenteau. Cosgrove along the wing going up. Puck is jammed up deep. Sting trying to get to the half boards, that doesn't work. Baptiste coming back up, feeding the puck back deep. Back to the point. Brothers with a shot on net. Goalie gets a stick on it. Steers it to the side. Another shot directed towards the net. Goalie makes a save and holds on for a whistle. Cosgrove taking a draw. Sting come out with it. Watson holds the line and sends it back in to the right wing. White bagging in the corner. Gets stripped of the puck. Sting coming through, broken up by Watson. Puck shot from neutral. Icing is going to get called. The puck is going to be brought back to the other end by the linesman, and a face-off to the left of the goal. Cam getting it to McDonald on the line. Lamotte holding the line. Sting regrouping through center. Shot by Ty McDonald. Goalie gets a hold of it. Ty McDonald along the half boards. Gets knocked off the puck. Staying deep behind the net. Go back the other way. Chipped off the boards. Puck comes deep into the zone. Icing waved off. Keith tripped up. No call on the play. Shot on net. Just makes it to the goalie. Goalie elects to play it off as couldn't get a good hold of the puck. Puck gets rim to the other side. Stick having to come back in. Parenteau behind the net, stops up. Gets it to Baptiste. Baptiste flips it up through center. Shot on net, that goalie able to steer that aside. Sting gets stopped up at center. Baptiste with the puck. Goes for a skate. Ottawa Sting with the puck. Reverse to the other side. Sting having a hard time getting the puck out of the zone. Jammed up behind the net. To the half boards, kept in by Parenteau. Parenteau gets a shot off, that's tipped wide. Sting reversing again. Get the puck down the ice. Icing just went off. Puck pops up behind the goalie as Levesque plays it out to neutral. Ottawa Sting back in the attack. In the half towards across, no one there to receive a pass through the slot. Levesque to Pierce-Teed. Pierce-Teed dumps the puck in. Levesque gets it on the other side of the boards. Levesque pinned behind the net. Helped out by White. The puck comes out to Pierce-Teed. Pierce-Teed reversing back to White behind the net. Centered it just off of Levesque's stick. Cumberland able to get a shot off. Goalie makes a save and gets a whistle. Sting make it to center. Watson will get a hold of that puck. Owen White along the wing. White shot high and wide. Sting tried to get the puck out of the zone, but it goes into their bench, and the whistle is blown. On the draw, the puck comes to the point. Quiche with a quick shot. Goalie makes a save and hold on. Face off, bounces at the line. Doesn't come out. Cam pushing it deep. Centering pass by Wojcik, didn't quite work. A Sting on the breakout, they get it to neutral. Sting through center. 2-on-2 call on. Great save by Crew. Wrap around attempt. Player didn't get quite around. The puck goes through the crease and no goal. Ottawa Sting breaking up a pass at center. Brothers skating. Gets to the red. Dumps the puck. Ottawa Sting rim the puck. Comes to the point. Parenteau walks it. Deeks gets it over to Baptiste. Baptiste shoots. That goes wide. Brothers at the line walking. Getting the puck to the half boards. Shot on net by McFadden, and goalie having to make a save. Face off won by Cumberland. McFadden around the net. Gets it to the point. Parenteau handles a bouncing puck. Holds the line. But the Sting able to get it back out. Brothers right back into McFadden. Ottawa stripped of the puck. Baptiste. Backhand to Cosgrove. Cosgrove with a quick shot. Straight from the slot. The goalie gets a blocker on it and steers it aside. Cosgrove taking the draw for White. Bouncing puck. Comes back to Lamotte. Lamotte puts it back deep into the corner. White with Levesque. The Sting able to get a hold of it and flip it all the way on the ice. Crew getting the puck up to the point. Crew having to make a save. Sting back in. Lamotte with pressure behind his net. Goes around, sees room, skates it up. Back to the point, Oren Pierce-Teed gets it back deep. Levesque trying to push it towards the slot. Ottawa tries to clear. Quiche keeps it in, gets a shot off. Goalie makes a save. Back the other way. Into the zone, drop pass. Levesque clears the zone. Ottawa back on the attack. Long shot on net. Crew makes an easy save and goes on. Caden Cam taking the draw. Holds his man at center. Sting push the puck behind the net. Quiche battling. Sting reverse. Back to the other way. Cam along the boards to Woldrick. Woldrick skating it out. Crew comes out to play the puck, leaves it there for Quiche. Quiche fires it off down the ice. That bounces over a couple sticks and icing is called. Puck comes back to the point. Shot on net. Blocked by Parenteau. Cosgrove on the wing. Gets it across. Behind the net in the corner. Baptiste back to the point. Over to Brothers. Back deep for Baptiste. Puck is rimmed to the line by the Sting. Brothers having to retreat. And Baptiste gets a hold of it. But the Sting are able to dump it in. Parenteau from behind his net. Up to Baptiste. Baptiste going across the cross. Cumberland pushing it in. Sting trying to break out, but Cosgrove picks off a pass with his stick, not able to control it. As Pierce-Teed holds the line, the puck bounces out. McFadden pushing it back forward. Sting trying to organize through neutral. Levesque stealing the puck, pushing it into the zone. Pierce Steed gloving the puck down, keeping the play alive at the line. Sting with possession. Reverse play that pops out the slot. Nobody was there with a clear stick to get a shot off. Offside is called against the Sting. Ottawa Sting entering the zone. They just fired it in as Quiche recovers it. Quiche over to the wing. That doesn't quite work as it gets to the point, not out. Ottawa Sting back towards the half boards. Quiche getting the puck out. Bounced over the defender's stick. Sting, long lead pass through center. Cutting through the slot, backhand attempt. Quiche able to steal that aside of the skate. Icing waved off as the puck went off. A white shirt stick. Caron putting pressure, getting the puck up to Levesque. Levesque entering the zone with speed. Gets his pocket picked. Wojcik able to still push it forward on net. Wojcik deep in his corner. Back to the point. Brothers holding the line. Breakaway pass. Crew pads that aside. Sting in the puck. Quiche getting hit. Is able to get the breakout play up to Cam. Cam deep in the zone. Gets hit by a couple. Gives it to Wojcik. Wojcik pinned against the boards as the puck comes out. Sting entering, shooting. Great save by Crew. Grads getting the puck to the point, not out. Send back in. From the corner, Brothers gets it to Cosgrove. Cosgrove deep in the zone, helping out. Firing it across to some soft ice. Ottawa Sting from behind their net. Breakout pass doesn't quite work as Brothers gets hold of it and sends it back in. Ottawa Sting running wide. Fadden laying a hit. Parenteau gets the puck on his stick. Sees some ice, skates it up to McFadden, who pops it up to Cosgrove. Back to McFadden. Sting back the other way. Broken up by Parenteau. Ottawa Sting reorganizing in their zone. Ottawa Sting wide, dumped around to the other side. Ottawa Sting from half boards going to the slot. Another one for the slot. Crew makes a save, point break. Sting send it back in. Watson skeeting a hit. Centering attempt. Levesque gets a stick on it and breaks it. Pierce Steed getting the puck in deep. Somewhat off a stanchion. Up for White, just offside. Cavon pushing the puck in the zone. Piersteed holding the line, now flipping it deep behind the net. Puck's at the point, shot on by Quiche. And it gets tipped wide. White from behind the net, centering. Doesn't quite work. Quiche got beat on a pass. Great save by Crew. Puck trickled in. It's a goal. Goalie arguing, saying he got pushed in. One nothing Sting. Wojcik knocking a puck down, trying to get it back to Cam, but Ottawa got a hell of it. Icing call against the Sting. Back to the point. Brothers from the point. Shot on. McDonald got a hold of it. Backhanded it on the net. Goalie able to find it. Sting send the puck out of the zone into neutral. Coming to cycle back in to end the period. Puck's pushed in this Sting zone. Short side attempt. Shot by Watson. That goes off his stick and high. Lamotte pinching. Going around the net as the puck on his stick. Sending it to Wojcik. Wojcik with a one-time attempt. Cam from the line gets it back to Lamotte. Lamotte loses the puck. And the Sting go it the other way. Lamotte back checking. Comes up with it. He sends it deep. Ottawa Sting. Deep in their zone. Fire the puck down the ice. Watson having to get the puck up. Ottawa Sting carrying the puck to the half boards. Ottawa Sting keeping the puck in at the line. Penalty coming up on the play against Cumberland. Watson's going away. 2 minutes for tripping. Power play Ottawa for 2 minutes or less. Face off to the right of the goalie. That's back at the point. Pushed out by Cumberland. Ottawa having to reset neutral. They're stopped up at the red line, at the blue line. Have to reset again in neutral. Icing waved off as there is a penalty. More than 30 seconds left and the Cumberland penalty. Dumping the puck all the way back down, killing some more time. Goalie out of his net, play the puck. Pass across on the breakout. Shot from the wall. Goalie makes a save. 1 minute left in the power play. Cumberland with the puck. Get the puck to the line, not out. They finally do. Sting stopping up, curling, finding ice, skating. Brothers falling at the blue line. Icing is called against the Sting. Ottawa winning the face-off, pushing it forward. Sting back to the point, over the half boards. Shot on net, goalie steers out of side. Cumberland get it out and down the ice. Ottawa Sting going. Skating. Cumberland getting the puck down the ice again. That'll kill off the penalty, back to even strength. Ottawa on the breakout, bouncing puck goes over the player's stick. Spanato gets a hold of it and dumps it back into neutral. Ottawa breaking in from neutral. Puck's all jammed up against the half boards. 6 players in the scrum. Referee whistles it down. Ottawa get the puck back to the point. Shot on net. Blocked in front. Cam coming out, gets it to McDonald. McDonald into the zone, gets it back to Cam. Cam back to the point. Cam out with a shot on net through traffic. Goalie finds it. Watson walking in. He gets a shot off. Watson gets knocked off the puck in the corner. He's okay though. Sting get the puck deep in the corner. They get it out to the slot, but that's broken up by the Mutt. And the puck goes to neutral. Ottawa Sting. The chip pass to center. Delayed offside against Ottawa. They had to tag up. Cam comes in on the wing. Cam, the half board, stops up. Gives it to Wojcik. Wojcik tries to put it back in through traffic. Doesn't quite work. icing called against the Sting. Baptiste. Shot gets tipped out of play. McFadden on the draw. Gets it back to the point. Point man loses possession. Ottawa Sting going in. Breakaway. Shot high and wide. Puck's jammed up just before the Ottawa zone. Pops back out to neutral. Play back to the D. Breaking successful. Baptiste and McFadden. Baptiste centering McFadden. He gets a shot off. Goalie able to make a save. Sting flip the puck all the way down the ice on the goalie, forcing Prue to hold on for a whistle. Face off won by Cumberland. Owen White with speed along the wing. Pushes it deep into the zone. The 81 from the Sting just picks up the puck. Crosses over and breaks out with speed by himself. He's stopped up deep in the Grad's territory as the puck comes right back in front of the net. It's chipped aside by one of the Cumberland players. You get it out to neutral. Ottawa back on the attack in the slot. A shot on net. Saved by goalie. Cumberland get the puck out. Not for long. But Ottawa goes offside. Caden Cam taking the draw. Push it to the side. Ottawa Sting will get possession and dump it deep. Watson in the half boards up to Wojcik. Wojcik up to Cam. Cam entering. Goes around. Cam leaves it for his D. D-man walking in. D-man. Vermont, the shot, that's off a stick, high and wide. Watson pinching, keeping the puck in deep. The Sting get it on the half boards. Watson with McDonald battling against the boards. Ottawa on the breakout through neutral. They're stopped up at the Cumberland blue. So Cam picks off a D-to-D pass. Centers it. Sting defense able to get their sticks on it. Cam has the puck in his feet. Bumped up against the boards. Ottawa Sting recovering it and skating out with the puck. Cam again picking a pocket. Gives it to Wojcik. Wojcik over to Baptiste. Baptiste. Great move to score. Sam Baptiste making it 1-1. Dumped in by Quiche. Makes it the half boards on the other side. Cajon holding it to Baptiste. Baptiste shot on net. That hits a body in front as McFadden is brought into the boards. Back to Baptiste. Shot on net. Tipped high and wide. Puck comes out. Drive to center. Shot on net. Crew steers that into the netting and gets a whistle. Back to the boards. Sting down low with the puck. Shot, centering shot. Sting gonna go off for 2 minutes for tripping. Cumberland on the power play for 2 or less. Let's see what they can do. Face-off's gonna get retaken. Cam back to Cajon. Cajon to Wojcik. Over to Baptiste. Baptiste at the line over to Cajon. Cajon looking. Caron shot on net. Goalie gets a pad on it. Cosgrove and Caron putting the pressure deep in the corner. Caron back to Cosgrove. Cosgrove to Cam. Cam over to Baptiste. Baptiste just sends it wide. Caron across to Baptiste. Baptiste looking. Shot. Rebound. Save. Bouncing puck. Not out. Cam gets it to Cajon. Cajon walking the line. Tries to get it to Parenteau, but it bounces out. Baptiste carrying the puck, turning, entering, right back into the zone for pressure. Baptiste stopping, waiting, back to Levac. Parenteau, shot on net, gets a toe on it. Baptiste back to Parenteau. Parenteau over to Brothers. Brothers back to Parenteau. Parenteau shot on net. That's tipped wide off a skate. Cosgrove behind the net, centering. Cam, that was off of his stick, under his skate, and out of the zone. Parenteau with the puck. Gets it over to McDonald. McDonald leaving it for Baptiste. Baptiste back for Parenteau. Parenteau. Top of the circle, shot on net, rebound. Scramble, White getting blockered in the face. like 5-on-4 here. All right, Cumberland 5-on-3 power play for the next 13 seconds. After that, 5-on-4 for 2 minutes. Sting with the puck. Scooting out, dumping it. Crew playing it up. Levesque across to McDonald. McDonald into the zone. 5-on-4 now. McDonald chipping it. Not out. Levesque back. The brothers. Cross to Lamotte. Lamotte behind for Wojcik. Back to brothers. Back to the point to Levesque. Levesque across for Lamotte. Lamotte entering. Shot on. Tipped in front by McDonald just on net. Goalie gets a piece of it. And this thing get the puck out. Levesque carries it and dumps it. Sting carrying it through to the half boards, and they put it deep. Still 40 seconds left of the penalty. McDonald through neutral. Gets it over Cosgrove. Cosgrove shot on net, bouncing puck in front. McDonald just not able to get his stick on it. Cosgrove getting Robert in the corner. Breakaway attempt. Crew coming out to play the puck. Plays it all the way down to Cosgrove. Cosgrove over to McFadden. Back to Cosgrove. Cosgrove to Baptiste. Baptiste across the center. McFadden. Cosgrove on the back door, just couldn't tip it on. McFadden again, shot on net, high and wide. Back to Baptiste. Baptiste. Back to Cam, even strength. Centering pass. Baptiste.
Oh, that's a good. Got him.
We'll review that later. I gotta get the good zoom on it. All right, 5-on-4 for the Sting. Ottawa back at the line on the half boards. Pushed out by McFadden. McFadden trying to go around the defender. He loses the puck. Sting back the other way. Offside by the Sting. Sting winning the draw over the other side for neutral. They leave it at the point. Over the soft ice. Shot on net. That's blocked by Cumberland. Sting shot. That rolls behind the net to the other side. On the right wing for the Sting. Back to the point. Over to the other side. Shot from the point. Crew gets a leg on it and steers that to the corner. It's in the corner, 55 seconds left. Back to the point. Shot on net. That's high and wide. Bounces the other side. Cumberland player sits on the puck. And they clear. Charlie McFadden first on the puck, putting some pressure, killing some time. Headman on the right wing. Back to the point as they enter the zone. From the point over the half boards on the right. Centering attempt. Picked off by Lamotte. Goes for a skate. Lamotte gets the puck into the zone, but not deep. Sting right back out. Enter the zone. High slot. Entering. Shooting. Steered to the side. Lamotte getting up. Keep assist. But the buzzer goes off. One game, 18 minutes on the clock.
Come on, boys, let's do it. Let's go, let's go. We got this.
Ottawa Sting coming in, knocked off the puck. Taranto stopping, getting it over to Brothers. Up to Cam. McDonald pushing it forward. Quiche. Cross to Wojcik. Wojcik one touches it to McDonald. That bounces over his stick. And the Sting regain possession in neutral. Ottawa Sting trying to reorganize but get forced back into their own zone. Sting on the breakout. Broken up by Quiche. Leaves it for McFadden. McFadden over to Baptiste. Baptiste shot on net high and wide. Cajon getting worked over by three players. And the Sting walk out. Along the wall. Driving. Player forgets his puck. As Quiche gets it up the wing to Cosgrove and McFadden. McFadden along the wall with Cosgrove. Puck rolls out. Lamotte gets it over. Back to Lamotte. Over to Watson. Watson up. Ice waved off. Deep in the zone. Sting backhanded the breakout. Didn't quite work as Watson's the first on to get it. He's tied up in half boards. White coming in to help him. White comes up with the puck. Right along that left wing. He sends it in. Gets taken out at the blue line. Okay, he's getting up with help, however. No penalty on the hit. Hopefully this doesn't get out of hand. Lamotte from neutral. Sees room. Gets the puck in deep. Ottawa Sting looking for the behind pass. Breakaway attempt with a player floating high. Ottawa Sting get it to neutral. Ottawa Sting with possession in their own zone. To neutral. And into the zone with some nice, great shot on net. Crew making a great save. Sting pushed back out of their zone. Sting flare. Stopping up against the half boards. Big hit by Cam. Centering pass. Doesn't go anywhere. Rebound comes up to the slot, backhanded right at the top of the net. 2-1 Sting. Cahill getting hit at center as he's putting the puck in. Cahill backhanding it, getting it past neutral into Sting territory. McFadden pick up the puck. Driving the net, trying to get a shot off. That gets pushed to the side. Short side drive by Baptiste. Puts the puck in the back of the net. Baptiste with the second goal of the game. Ottawa Sting on the attack. They trip the puck. Lamotte getting it out. Big hit by Pierce Teed. Tripping is called. Levick going away for 2 minutes. You see him kind of hit that there was no call on White. Power play, Ottawa Sting. Sting back to the point. Hold the puck, Lamotte getting the puck down the ice. Cam chasing that down. Doesn't quite work as Quiche holds the line in his zone. Ottawa Sting, shot on net, rebound. Scores on the backdoor drive. A player who was not caught. pushed forward by Ottawa. Deep in the zone. Great save by Crew. 2-0 in the slot. Ottawa staying, getting the puck all the way down the ice. Icing waved off. Brothers picks it up and goes for a skate. Brothers off one of his teammates' skates. Cumberland do get it out and down the ice. Wojcik reversing the other side. Puck's behind the net. Going to the half boards by the Sting. Sting on the breakout goal cross. Icing waved off. Gets smashed into the corner. Brothers gets it to the point. Point man shoots, that goes wide. Crew reaches back and tries to get the puck that was coming towards him. Short side drive right under the blocker and it scores. Sting winning the draw. D-to-D pass. And it's sent in deep. Betsy's getting back to help out his D. Pushed off the puck. He gets it back out of the zone. Watson over to Lemott. Lemott going across. Doesn't quite work. Just gets knocked down by Ottawa. Betsy stealing the puck. Ottawa Sting, long pass to neutral, picked off by Watson, fires it right back in. Lemott holding the line, shot on net, that hits Cam in front, allows the Sting to regain possession. Puck behind the net, still has it in his skates. Puck comes to the point, shot on net, tipped in front, bouncing the puck, that goes wide. Watson trying to clear it. Ottawa hold it against the boards, but the puck does come out to neutral. Ottawa back on the offense. Lemott pushing it forward. Ottawa right back in. Watson having to use his D, Lemott, to get it to neutral. Ottawa Sting from their zone. To the slot. That's broken up by Lemott. Gets it out of the zone. Shot right back in. Delayed offside. That was Cumberland to set up. Watson up to White. White gets hit. Fires it across. Bad change. Almost caused a 2-on-0. Sting from the half boards. Shot on net. Crew gets a pad on. Brothers to the line, not out. Another shot on. Crew steers that aside. Bounces in front, but no harm, no foul. Udrich through center. Shot on net. Goalie makes a save and holds on. Puck comes out. Icing waved off. Peace. Up to Wojcik. Across to Cajon. Cajon behind his net. Under pressure. Uses the glass. Got out. Sting from the slot. Get one in on net. Goalie holds on for whistle. Cumberland winning the draw. Watson sets up on his net. Gets it up to Cosgrove. Sends it to Cam. Cam entering white. Gets knocked off the puck. Watson sends it back in. Delayed offside against Cumberland. Cam back helping his D. Sting skating around the zone. Setting attempt broken up by Cam. Another setting attempt. That works. Prove how to make a save. Bounce in front of the rebound. It's steered aside. Puck's in the corner. Sending it around. It doesn't quite work. Cosgrove is pinned up center pass. Makes it to the slot. Lamont picks it up and goes for a skate. Lamont going around the net. Getting it back to the point. Jumps over Sting player's stick. Brothers with the puck back to Lamont. Lamont gets it down the ice for an icing. Back to the point. Shoot off of Pierce Teed's pads. He went for the hit. Didn't see the puck. At the line. Sting able to push it out. Through neutral. Owen White. Stopped up on the half boards just on his own entry and tripped up. No call. Levesque skating around the zone. Can't get it through a bunch of sticks at the slot. Now trying to force it and gets a shot on. Save me a bit. Ottawa Sting with possession. Broken up by McFadden at the line. McFadden chipping it high. Left down by Ottawa. Delayed offside Cumberland. They tag up. That allows Sting to regroup. On the attack. Puck is dumped in. Gets it over to Quiche. Up to Wojcik. Wojcik going across for McDonald, but that's long, and icing is called. On the draw. Quiche throwing it in the rafters out of play. We do it again. McFadden pulls it back. Quiche off the glass and out. Ottawa dump it right back in. Cahill behind the net. Goes off the glass and makes it to neutral, not out. Quiche back to Cahill, back over to Quiche. Up to McDonald, bouncing puck is iced down, all the way down. Back to the point. Back in. It goes around behind the Cumberland gig net. And Watson gets it to neutral. Watson at neutral with the puck. Up to Levesque. Levesque fires it in. Puts it deep. Puck's all jammed up behind the net. Lemwet walking in. Gets a shot off the side of the net. And he makes a save. Comes back to the line. Lemot shoots through traffic. That's knocked down. Sting at their own blue. Lose the puck. Baptiste backhands. Saves. Puck comes back to McFadden. McFadden deep in the zone. Skates it out. He sends it deep. Comes out the half boards on the left side. Ottawa get the puck down the ice. Icing moved off. Here's teed up to Parenteau. Gives it to McFadden. Crew heading to the bench for the extra attacker. Cosgrove on the ice for Crew. Kept in by Cumberland. Not for long now. Brothers keeping in neutral. Icing is called against Ottawa. Pulls it back to the point. Quiche shoots. It's blocked. Comes right up to McDonald, who scores! Number 15, Ty McDonald, scoring third goal of the game. Face-off won by Cumberland. Ty McDonald pushing it deep. Drew back at the bench for the extra attacker. Cosgrove back on the ice. Ottawa staying, sending it down. No icing. Oh, icing is called. Linesmen disagree on the icing. Faceoffs could be at center. Puck's brought back to Parenteau. Parenteau chips it in. Puck goes deep. Drew back to the net for the extra attacker. Pierce Steed on the ice for him. Shot on net by Parenteau. That goes high and wide. Comes to Caron. Caron holding line. The Sting come out with it. The Sting fired down the ice. Icing is called. McFadden winning the draw. And the puck to Betsy's. Betsy's shooting. Puck going up and out of play. Sting win it. Get it to the line. Not out. Now it does come out. He's back to get it. McFadden. Over to Quiche. Quiche with speed. Centering it. Doesn't quite work. It's back to McFadden. McFadden to Betsy's. Betsy's dumping it in. Staying firing the puck down. Icing is called. Betsy is taking the draw. Back to the point. Parenteau walking the line, shooting, scores! Pierce Steed on the redirect. Getting goal number 4 to tie the game. Face off, brought back to Brothers. Brothers hits the line, dumps the puck. Centered, no one there. Broken up at center. That's his. Shoots. Buzzer. Tie game.
extra point. Still, I'll take the one.
Yep.
Man.
Jusqu'à la fin, mais.
Belle game, là.
Ils ont poussé jusqu'à la dernière seconde.